quick update on my ghostwriting journey. I will be honest, it's been difficult and life has gotten in the way, and I have not done much these past 2 weeks. I'm supposed to upload a video every week, but clearly I did not do that these past 2 weeks. That is because life has gotten difficult, so I didn't want to go a third week without having any sort of documentation of what has happened, and especially for my future self to look back at things and have some evidence of whatever happened. So I will try to do a quick, brief summary of what's happened again for my future self. What's happened is that I had been in a break with my now ex-girlfriend for 3 months, but a lot of things happened in these 3 months and life changed 180 spin. And I had been with her for pretty much like 4 years and a half. And if I am honest, I thought that that was it. I thought I would marry this girl and I was super happy about it. And I was excited about that future. And as I said, we had been on a break for 3 months. A break because, long story short, so we took these 3 months because we were worried and we weren't sure if it was a good move to move out together already. We were just freaking out a little. So we took this break and she cheated. It's crazy. It's crazy how you think you know someone pretty well, but it turns out you don't. And it seems that she was caught by surprise herself as much as I was. And yeah, I just found out about that these past 2 or 3 weeks ago. And that hurt real bad. And we had been together for so long and we had all these plans and we had said all these things. She had said all these things to me about how she was sure she wanted to a life with me and whatever, and if things work out, maybe later on get married. But she was all in, quote unquote, supposedly, on moving out together and on taking that huge step. But she cheated a month after our break. She's got big problems to deal with. If you could lie to yourself and surprise yourself that much, how little do you know yourself? How little self awareness do you have to completely flip and just be a completely different person in the span of a month, in the span of 3 months? She's got a huge problem. She's got a lot to deal with. And I wish her luck cause she's gonna need it. Anyway, that is why I have not checked in. And I have not checked in because of that. And I have been slacking because of this breakup thing and because of the whole cheating thing. It was a punch in the gut and it took out all my breath. And as a result, my perception of this girl was completely shattered. But not only my perception of her, but also a part of my identity was shattered. That part of my identity that made sense in relation to her, especially because she had been in my life for 4 years and a half. Part of my identity made sense because of her, and my future made sense because of her. I saw her there in my future. She said she saw me there, and we were gonna move in and all these things and take this next big step as a couple. But now this happened, and now my perception of her, what I thought of her, and the person I thought I knew completely destroyed. That perception shattered, and that was very painful. But as I was saying, what also shattered was the part of me that makes sense in relation to her. I was with her and I behaved with her and I could be myself with her more than I could be with anyone else because I was that close. And also because I don't have that many other friends other than I only have my family and my siblings. So, in a way, a part of me could only come out with her. And now that we broke up and now that I cannot allow myself to get back with this girl, along with my perception of her shattered, there's also a part of me that has shattered. The part of me that could only come out with her. So it's been a death of her, of the perception I had of her, and a death of a part of myself. And man, I just gotta say that is definitely the most painful. One of the most painful experiences of my life, and definitely the most painful experience of my adult years. And these past 3 months will go down in history as um, lonely, painful, and uncertain, overwhelming. And at least to this point in my life, to my 29 years of being alive, this has been the hardest experience. And yeah, that's what happened. So, along with the death of my perception of her and a death of that part of me that came out with her, there is also the death of my short and even long term future plans. Because I had these plans with this girl. I thought we were going to move out. That was the plan. We have been saying that for so long. My mind is a tornado right now, and I kind of don't want to be in this town anymore. And I just don't want anything to do with her. I know I'm being dramatic and emotional, and as soon as more time passes, then I don't know, I won't care as much. But right now, I just don't want to be here. I'm tired of this place. I've been here far too long, since 2017, in this damn town, and I want to leave. And now that this breakup thing happened, and now that my siblings are getting older, they all have their girlfriends. Two of them, the youngest ones, are going to college, and my parents are really busy. My dad has an important position at work, and they're traveling often. That was the reason why I was here. But now that they're all growing up and living their lives, I feel really lonely and I feel, there's not much time for me to spend with them. I do spend time with them, but not as much because again, they're living their life, they're growing up, and I don't think my absence would be a big deal for my family. And now that I'm not going to have this life that I thought I was going to with this girl, maybe I should just leave. And if I ever needed an excuse to leave, this was it. So that's what's happened. And I will still continue with this ghostwriting stuff. I just need to recover a bit. I need to recover my footing from this breakup and from this betrayal and from this shattering of my perception of someone I thought I knew, someone I loved, someone I saw a future with, and also the shattering of a part of my identity, and also the shattering of the future that I thought I would have that will no longer be. It's been hard, to say the least. All of a sudden, in the span of 3 months, my life has changed entirely. I find myself with the most uncertain and foggy future I have ever had in the past 8 years. I've never felt this uncertain about the future. I usually knew what the future would hold because I had plans, I had some stability. But now, the only thing I know for sure is that I need to continue writing and I will continue pursuing this ghostwriting thing. But anyway, as I was saying, suddenly that girl I thought I would marry is gone, and the future that I thought what happened is gone, and I suddenly find myself with endless possibilities. I could stay here, go to college, or I could leave maybe to another state here in Mexico, or I can go to the US. But what state do I go to? I've only ever lived in California, so I obviously don't want to go back there. I hated California. But then where do I go? I only have a friend in one state. I might go with him. He offered safe landing, but that's an option. Or maybe another state in the US, or maybe Canada, where I have a friend who is really having a great time over there and working and getting a scrap together. I could go with him and also work on what he's doing, construction and carpentry, and learn a trade and man up in a way. That would be cool. Or maybe I could go somewhere else. I don't know. It's so overwhelming. But I need to choose one. And I only have until April because my passport expires in late May and I have to leave in April, a month before it expires. It's not like I can't, renew it later, but if I reach a point where it's past May and I have to renew my passport, then there will be more friction on top of all the friction there already is, which is leaving everything I've known for the past 8 years, 9 years. Leave all that behind and just leave somewhere I've never been to. That's a lot of friction already. And on top of that, now I have to renew my passport. I am scared that I might end up doing nothing. That's my biggest fear. My biggest fear is it's now December 2026 and I'm still here. It's scary. So that's it. That's my update. Nothing to do with Ghost Ray, but that's what's happened. And life is crazy and life is scary right now and overwhelming and confusing and everything. And I'm just recovering, taking it slow, and I'm just trying to be a friend to myself instead of shitting on myself. And well, if I shit on myself and I don't have someone around to support me, then who's gonna pick me up? There's no one that could pick me up right now other than myself. Why would I shit on myself? It's very tempting, but that's it. That's what's happened these past 3 weeks, and that's my check. I'll be back next week, and I'll this coming week I'll get back in the game, even if it's the week of New Year's. That's gonna be hectic, but hey, I'll do my best, and that's it. And Happy New Year. See you 2026.